So She-Hulk overall has now released the second episode of the series, and so far, reaction has been overall fairly positive. People seem to be really digging the She-Hulk series, as well as the character Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. And so far, everything is going well. Apparently, it just got a viewership of 1.5 million viewerships. So yeah, things seem to be up and up with the Disney Plus Marvel shows. Or is it? Because our little friend, Yellowflash, good old Yellowflash, apparently has a different take. Apparently, no, in actuality, it's all garbage. Everything is just going down the tubes. And how does he know? How does he substantiate that? Does he provide evidence? Does he provide the facts? Well, let's take a dive. Let's take a dive and see for ourselves. Let's see here. She-Hulk Attorney Law views worse than we thought. Barely outperforms Miss Marvel. LOL. Really? Well then, how about we see for ourselves? Yellowflash.
Talk about this apparent win that Marvel's She-Hulk has gotten. So, I mean, this is spin
it is a win
on spin. She-Hulk premiere outperforms Miss Marvel despite review bombing. First off, from this headline.
Yeah, it got review bombed to fuck, and it still performed well. What does that say? What does that say?
You would think that Miss Marvel was a huge show. Must have done really well. So naturally,
She-Hulk
must be an amazing show. It must have pulled massive, massive viewership. Oh, wait, what's this? We take a look at the numbers here. And Miss Marvel only has 775,000 people watching the show. Just pathetic. Oh, it did better than that, you say?
Well, yeah, it did better. It did 1.5 million, just like Hawkeye. So, yeah, it did more. I don't... What the fuck is he even trying to say?
Wow, what a win. What a win. So, apparently, She-Hulk, I think, has about 1.5 million people watching it. They're saying 1.6 for Miss Marvel, which would mean maybe She-Hulk did 1.7. This comes from Samba TV. That would make it one of the worst performing shows so far. I was hearing 1.5. I don't know where they're getting these Miss Marvel numbers, saying that it got 1.6. It had under.
It did overall 1.6. It did overall 1.6. He's looking at that, not reading the fact that it literally states the first 5-day premiere viewership. So that's the viewership the show got in the first 5 days of its premiere. Like, this guy ain't too bright, I swear.
Under 100 million people, under 1 million people watching it. I mean, who's Miss Marvel? I heard, didn't hear, it's right here. According to Samba TV, She-Hulk boasts healthy viewership numbers with data showing that 1.5 million U.S. households streamed the series in its first 4 days of availability.
Yeah,
now, what they don't tell you is that's only for the first episode. I would expect that number to drop, actually. So 1.5, here are the numbers, and they don't put them in order. They put them in order of release. Being at 1.5, that puts it with Hawkeye right under, maybe underneath it or above it. But if it's beneath it, that makes it the second worst performing show for Disney Plus yet. But the spin on this was just absolutely hilarious. This is spin right here, big spin.
A spin, really?
It's funny because
how was it?
The simping for the show blows me away.
The simping, simping.
Going with review bombing. That's the
simping. Yeah, not like you fucking are constantly simping for fucking Geeks and Gamers and fucking Young Ripper about how they're taking down the evil fucking Disney, right? Like, come on, dude, come on.
It's a big thing. Review bombing. And I've done a video on this. They don't talk about the obvious review positive bombing, where they go in there and they just put 10s and 9s for the show with like a sentence review. They never talk about that. My thing with this is maybe the show is just shit, but they never want to say it.
Well, maybe the show is good. Maybe the show, maybe the show is good. It got a lot of 10s. Yeah, from the people who had access to the first 4 episodes. Because a lot of people were able, maybe people just liked it. Like, it's almost like he can't comprehend people liking something that he doesn't. And to that, I'm like, how do you live day by day with that concept in your head that people like shit you don't?
Happy. It's amazing. There's no reason that the show should be getting such low ratings. It stars a strong woman. And you got Marvel's number one simp, Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo, the GOAT.
In his clown suit. He's on Twitter. The rise in bad faith IMDb reviews, particularly for projects led by women and for BIPOC threatens to render the site's scores meaningless.
Meaningless is the problem is not addressed. Based. Damn straight, fucking based. Seriously, how many fucking times do we see bad faith reviews or low score reviews, review bombs for projects led by women or people of color? How many times do we fucking see it? Look at what they tried to do with Captain Marvel. Look at what they tried to do with Miss Marvel, and now with She-Hulk. Like, come on, don't we see a fucking pattern here? Like, if anything, I'm surprised they didn't do it with Black Panther, and I would almost willing to bet they just didn't want to fuck with the fans of Black Panther.
If the problem is not addressed. So he's out there being his usual self. He's a useful idiot. Sometimes he's a nuclear expert. Other times he's an expert on economy. He went to a theater school, but he wants you to think he's like the smartest guy in the room. Can't stand Mark Ruffalo.
You can't stand Mark Ruffalo. Why do you think that is? Could it be because he's more? Again, I don't want to say Ruffalo is a radical leftist because I don't really think he is, but he is definitely far more to the left than most Hollywood liberals. Economics, maybe he studied. Maybe he knows that because he studied, he's read. He went to theater school. You can also learn other things there. Like, do you not know how college works?
Stand him. Another useful Hollywood idiot. That's what Mark Ruffalo is. And he's getting some blowback in here, and I think it's funny.
Yeah, from dipshits like you.
Says, which card shall we play today? Racist, grifters, misogynist, review bomb. Why the low review scores? That's an excellent card. It's funny.
I mean, yeah, that's very accurate.
What will we play today? And he's going with racist and misogynist because that's what Mark Ruffalo does. Good, useful idiot, basically. So a lot of these people in here talking about this, and this guy has a good point right here. Which bad faith reviews? The 10s are just as bad.
The 10s are just as bad as the first. Again, knowing the fact that the first 4 episodes were available towards multiple people, multiple well-known critics and reviewers. And maybe those 4 people just liked it and gave it ratings. Can these people, and also another part that they don't fucking mention, the tens of review bombing, the constant 1 ratings, the constant 1 ratings is from people who didn't even watch the show when it came out. The show, it was getting review bombed before the show even came out, before the first episode even premiered. So yeah, that's why it's considered review bombing, because it's from people who didn't even watch the fucking episode, because it still wasn't available. So yeah, what the fuck on.
Ones, and this is a good point right here. You have 46.6% at 10, 42.1% at 1. There's more people hitting 10 than 1, but apparently only the 1s are the bad thing. 10s.
Yeah, because again, it happened before the show premiered, jackass. And the 10s positives are from people who got access to the first 4 episodes. Seriously, is it that hard to comprehend this? Is it that fucking hard to comprehend that maybe just people like it?
That's fine. Those are great. Fantastic. It's just so funny to watch these people run in there and act like it's some kind of sexism thing, and it's not. Maybe the show is just shit.
Or maybe it's misogyny.
Criticize it. First off, you're not allowed to say anything bad about
maybe.
She-Hulk. How dare you?
Not allowed to say anything bad about She-Hulk, buddy. Even some positive reviews I've seen have said that, yeah, they have issues here and there with either the CGI or maybe the pacing, or maybe they wish that certain parts were longer or more expanded upon. Buddy, you're full of shit. You're full of fucking shit, dude. Come on.
This is just for the first episode, too, all this stuff. Like, I think the second one just came out. So we got like 8 weeks of this nonsense. I can't wait to see how bad it gets with the media. It's been funny all week. Oh.
Or maybe, hey, dude, since you clearly don't like it, don't watch it. Don't talk about it. Talk about some of the shit you like. I don't know, maybe Better Call Saul, or maybe Game of Thrones. I don't know. Game of Thrones. No, that's woke, of course. Or maybe the new Lord of the Rings series. No. It has black people. No, that's woke. So, maybe you're just a racist, sexist dipshit,
All week there's been some goofy stuff going on with this show. I think it's been funny. They're real loud, the people that are attached to this pile of garbage. They've been real loud. It's been funny to watch them kind of have seizures all over the internet. So he's tweeting out a screen.
Yeah, because She-Hulk is a fairly popular character, and people are excited to see her in live action, to see her in the MCU. I mean, I would hope you have ever read a She-Hulk comic. You know, she's a very cool character.
ScreenRant article too, which by the way is nothing. That's nothing to be proud of. Their ScreenRant's one of the worst sites ever. So they put out a whole video, of course, because they're good. They're good.
Now, to be fair, yeah, I do agree that ScreenRant is. I'm not exactly a particular fan of that site. I think they're very clickbaity, especially in their comic articles. But yeah, they'll always have a point. And in this case, yes, they have a point.
Good Disney D writers. A She-Hulk's review bombing proves IMDb's biggest ratings problem.
Proves IMDb's biggest ratings problem. Yeah, it's a problem. It's always been a problem. People have pointed out it's a problem. Same thing with fucking Rotten Tomatoes. The only difference is Rotten Tomatoes has done, moves to rectify that problem. IMDb just hasn't.
Ratings for the She-Hulk attorney at law further exposes IMDb's fatal flaw and why the site risks permanently damaging its own credibility. Do they talk about the tens? The obvious review bombing on the tens? No.
Oh, you're so triggered about the tens, man.
They've got
the tens. The tens.
Quoting right there, by the way. He just quoted this out, put it on the internet because he's looking for virtue points while he flies his private jet all over the place. He's I can't stand people in Hollywood at all. So this is the real.
Yeah, you constantly talk about them, and again, look, I'm not exactly a simp for fucking rich people. I really don't care about rich people. But here's the thing about rich people: do you outside of them having to pay their fair share in taxes? I don't give a fuck what rich people do. I don't give a fuck what Kim Kardashian or fucking or whatever, or Elon Musk or any of those motherfuckers do. It's just funny that he claims that to hate all Hollywood, yet I'm almost 100% sure this motherfucker is simps for Elon Musk. What does that tell you? Sure, you hate them as long as they're on you hate them as long as they're not on your side.
Real problem in the world. She-Hulk's reviews and people seeing the show in a lesser light maybe because of the ones on IMDb, even though there's clearly more tens than ones at this point. It's just
because a lot of people like it.
Watch these people do this shit. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell.
All right, that's it. He basically the other minute video is literally him just promoting his shit. So we're done with that. So again, yeah, a lot of low effort bullshit. Just making shit up. Just making basic assumptions. Talking about shit he clearly doesn't like, but it's still gonna keep talking about it because again, that brings him revenue, that brings him money. It's like because like seriously, who the hell talks about shit that they don't like and claims to hate? I love a lot of shit. I couldn't even do fucking 2 or 3 videos of shit I like, let alone shit I hate. But that's the grift of these people. Hope you guys enjoyed.